All right, so the next formation we're going to take a look at is going to be the Trey open, and this is going to build off of this Y trips. And the plays we're going to take a look at are going to be the inside zone. The play action read is going to be one of our audibles. Another audible we're going to jump into is going to be the shock H option. And then the other audible we're going to take a look at is going to be the Y corner. This allows you to attack your opponent in all different parts of the field. Once again, I'm going to be audibly into this formation from the RPO read Y flat. And I'm going to go ahead and run this against random nickel defenses. So you've got basically the shock option, inside zone, Y corner, and play action. And basically the inside zone is just an inside zone play. I would not typically run this against this particular box because there's basically 6 defenders for 5 blockers. So I would probably go ahead and run this if I have kind of a lighter box where I've got 5 guys, because you could see how that guy came off the edge. So I just have this in my arsenal just in case I want to go ahead and jump into it. Where I'm going to go ahead and leverage this is going to be the shock Y option. And I'm going to go ahead and streak up my guy right here and do a curl route on off coverage and take my backside receiver and put him a slant route. Now I could put this guy in a post sit, but I'm going to do slant because I want to be able to hit things underneath. Now my read is going to be more, and then I'm going to make my progression to Swift, and then I'm going to look to Adunze on the backside. The streak and the fade route are just clear out routes more than anything else. And what I want to do is I want to attack my opponent on the inside and make it very difficult for him to do any kind of exotic blitzes like so. So let's go ahead and jump into this again. Now see how this is pressed? When I've got press look like this, I want to go ahead and leave that streak, because I could get myself a big opportunity with a streak route. And you can see how this guy actually just totally got past that guy, and if I would have waited just a split second more, that would have been a touchdown because that one guy was not in position. So I'm going to set this up once again. If there's no support by more, there is. Basically, we're going to go and do that. One thing I didn't do in that previous play is I did not clear out my tight end. You want to clear out your tight end so that it opens up that slant on the backside. And we're going to do a deep curl, a curl route on this. If we get the one-on-ones, we're going to go and throw that. You can see how that defender actually slid out to go ahead and take out that curl, giving me the underneath with the running back route. So I love this. This is a staple play that has been in my scheme for a long time. Also, you can actually go ahead and pop your opponent with that little tight end route if he leaves it uncovered. So that's just one little read that you probably want to go ahead and do. See how the defender actually is covering up Komet. Now I know I'm not going to go ahead and shoot that because that guy's most likely going to turn around and play that. So I'm going to look to left to right, more Swift, and then Adunze is my reads. And you can see how that tight end route cleared out Adunze's route with that. So this is a nice little way to go ahead and attack your opponent with that. Now, if I've got off coverage, I can go ahead and jump into like the play action read. And the thing I like to do is to streak up my tight end over the middle of the field. If the guy actually gives me basically the outside, I'm going to go and throw that with the defender. The defender was not playing a cloud flat, and that's going to basically allow me to go and hit my opponent with this play action read. So we're going to streak up this guy. I've got a deep end route. And if I get the isolation on the backside, I'll go ahead and do that. You got the little crossing route that's got some depth. It'll pick up a good chunk of change that way. And then also what's cool about this particular concept of play action read, if you streak up the running back or the tight end, is that you could get one-on-one off to the with Adunze across the middle of the field, especially with a single high safety, and pick up a huge play opportunity. So this play obviously is hot. There's a lot of blitzers coming in, so I'll take the isolation on the backside. So I'm going to streak this guy up and watch how we can actually go ahead and hit this guy over the middle of the field. And that threw a little bit too early. I was looked at the tight end and came back to that and made my progression a little bit late. But this is what I like about this gear play is that you do get those one-on-ones. You have the play action animation. And you get these opportunities where you can hit your opponent over the field. The problem is that if you got a good pass rush like Houston, you got to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. Now the last play we take a look at is going to be Y corner, and what I like to do is to streak up the slot defender, because this clears out the over the top and gives me basically an in and corner route concept, but I also have this little check down route that I can hit against my opponent with the underneath route with the running back. It's similar to the previous play shock option. It's the only difference now it's going to be the corner, and it does have a route that actually will take you to the outside. So if you get man matching principles, you can hit that running back route, and you might get leverage against the defender. We've also got that deep post over the middle of the field with Moore, so he's been doing some underneath stuff, and you can actually hit that. But once again, it's basically hitting our opponent with that in route with a corner route on the backside. So this is what I do like about this particular Y corner. It's just a way to attack my opponent on the one side. If it is man coverage, the corner route will be available, and then you could just wait for that deep in if you're just waiting for everything to float up like so. Really what I look for when I run this play is I peek at the running back first, and then I'm going to be looking for the in route as my next thing, because that running back will get in and kind of block for me too. So that's really what I'm looking to. But if you got a guy that cheats with his defender, so let's watch to see if the safeties are coming down. If they don't back out, I've got this deep post route that I can hit against my opponent that just got undercut. So I got guys, this guy's just spraying the ball over the place. It's a little bit frustrating with me right now, but I just want to kind of show you how this particular play works, and it gives you an opportunity to go and hit some big plays against your opponent. Let's see if we can go and hit this play right there. Let's go ahead and jump into the next formation and how we quickly audible into that too.